What's up guys, AJ here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of being a real estate agent. So there's actually 6 pros and 6 cons that I want to discuss with you, and I think you're going to be pretty surprised by a lot of the cons. But first, let's dive into the pros. So the first one is that there's a super high earning ceiling. In terms of sales positions, unless you're selling, say, like private yachts or private jets, this is probably the profession where you can earn the most as a salesperson. And the great thing about it is it's up to you. You don't have a boss saying how much you can earn. It really is what you put in, you get out. The average real estate agent only makes about $40,000 a year. What I discovered though is if you have the right mentor, the right training, there's no reason why you couldn't make $100,000 plus in your first year of selling houses. My first year I was just kind of figuring it out and really didn't make much money, but my second year I actually made around $150,000, and then soon after that was making around $200 to $250 a year running a small real estate team. The second pro is going to definitely be the flexibility. I think most agents get in this business A, for the income, but B, did you guys just see that bird flying over there? Wow, got stuck in my patio. I think most agents actually get into this business because of the earnings potential. Close second is the flexibility. Now, what I discovered with flexibility is that discipline creates the freedom. It creates the flexibility that you want as an agent. So if you have a tight work schedule and you're time blocking it and you're doing well with time management and managing your clients right, there's a lot that goes into this, then you definitely have the flexibility and the freedom that you want. I mean, how awesome is it that you don't have to ask your boss when you can go on vacation, you can come into the office when you want, you can leave when you want, you can work out in the middle of the day. But you do gotta be careful with this, because if you still don't have a schedule and you don't hold yourself accountable, then you won't make as much money as you might like to. Now the fourth pro I think is the fun that you can have as an agent. I mean, real estate agents as a whole, they're just a fun group of people, and you get to go to conferences if you want. If you invest back in yourself, you attend all the major conferences where it's really just like learning about real estate and a giant social event that's a lot of fun. I always love going to all the conferences. Even in your local market, you have different realtor meetings, you can go to different meetups. You actually get paid to be social as a real estate agent, so the more you're out and active with your friends, the more you can have great real estate conversations. So I think a big pro with the job as a real estate agent is the fun that you can have. So this ties into the next one, which is actually networking. So you get paid to network and you meet some amazing people that opens up a lot of new doors to you. So it's just really cool to really just build your network. You might have heard the term your net worth equals your network, or your network equals your net worth. I mean, that is so true. And in real estate, it couldn't be more true. So you want to make sure that you're purposeful about networking, and it's definitely a pro, because if you're getting into real estate, you're probably a social person, so you get paid to network. How cool is that? Another pro is investing opportunities. Since you're a real estate agent, you're learning the market, so when you see a good buy, you know it's a good buy. You're not taking chances. So you can buy fix and flips if that's something you want to do. You can buy rental properties, multifamilies. Since you already have your pulse on the real estate market, it makes sense to also invest in real estate. The biggest pro to me is definitely the freedom, and that's why I got into real estate. Not only time freedom, money freedom, but also location freedom. And if you run your real estate business properly, you can have all three. As a real estate agent, within 6 years, I was able to have that freedom. Time freedom, money freedom, and location freedom. Location freedom is definitely the hardest of the three to get, because obviously you need to be local selling houses. But what's cool is if you do a good job earning residual income, you can also have that location freedom. Now let's jump into the cons. So the cons are also the pros in a lot of cases, and it really depends on how you're running your business. These can be pros for you or they can be cons. Unfortunately for the average agent, most of the pros I just discussed quickly become cons. Let me explain. Being self-employed sounds like an amazing thing, right? However, it's kind of a catch-22, because now you don't have a boss that will fire you if you don't show up. You're your own boss, so you got to hold yourself accountable. So when you're self-employed, if you don't show up, you still have a job. Unfortunately, you don't get paid in real estate when you don't show up. So if you're the type of person that cannot hold yourself accountable, or if you don't seek out coaches, mentors, or accountability partners, you really might struggle as a real estate agent, because being self-employed, you don't have that built-in accountability where you show up at the office, punch that clock and get to work. So I've seen a lot of agents struggle with this, and I found that the best ones, in most cases, aren't the most disciplined. They just do the best job seeking out ways to stay accountable. We talked about one of the pros being a high earnings ceiling, a high income ceiling. Well, it's also one of the cons, because there's also a low earnings floor. The average agent only makes about $40,000 a year. And that's average. I know a lot of agents making a lot less than that. So if you're only selling a handful of houses a year, you're not going to be making even $40,000 a year. And I find a lot of people are actually leaving careers, leaving professions where they're making more than $40,000 a year. And if the average agent only makes $40,000 a year, well, where does that leave you? If you do the right things and you are learning based, you're coachable, and you're going to work hard, then you'll obviously be above average. But unfortunately, what I find is that the average agent only sells about 6 to 8 houses a year, and they get into real estate for a reason, like financial freedom, flexibility, and what they quickly find is that they can't even pay their bills or their taxes on time because they're not doing what's needed to be in the pro column, which is that unlimited earning ceiling. That being said, another con is the high failure rate. 90% or so of all agents actually fail in the first 3 years. Now that's crazy, but if you think about it, it's like any business, it's like any profession. There's always, the top 80, 90% that are responsible for 90 to 80% of the results. It's no different in real estate. I think a lot of times agents just get really excited to get into the business because they've seen HGTV and it looks fun, it looks exciting. They think that, deals are just gonna fall in their lap. What they quickly realize though is that it's actually really hard work, and it's only the successful that stick it out and do the work consistently to get massive results. Now, another con is definitely going to be the long hours and hectic schedule. Flexibility was a pro, but it's also a con if you don't do it right. You see, most agents, they don't set any parameters with their clients around their time. And I realized that you teach people how to treat you, and most agents don't realize this, so their clients oftentimes take advantage of them. And it's not that they're trying to, it's just that's how they think it works with real estate agents. So you find yourself on nights and weekends working all the time, and you really never have that peace of mind. Your schedule's out of control, you're working all random hours, you're missing stuff with your family, and that's just no way to live. You really need to learn how to run your business like a true professional, and this ties right in with vacations. If you don't have the right systems and processes in place as a real estate agent, vacation, forget about it. When you're on vacation with your family, you're not going to be fully present there because you're negotiating offers, and you have buyers reaching out wanting to see houses, and if you don't have the right support, systems, processes, your vacation is just going to turn into a working vacation. And what kind of vacation is that? Until I learned to run my business the right way, I had this feeling of a sense of always being on. It's 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, and you're relaxing, maybe watching a show or a movie, and you get a text from a client wanting something from you. So maybe you respond in that moment, or maybe you get back to him the next day, but what happens is you're no longer present to the moment, and it just takes your mind away. And if it's a problem going, maybe with a deal going sideways, then now you're thinking about the deal as you're watching the movie, and you're just never just fully present to your life outside of work. And that's a big problem with real estate agents, and that's why the burnout rate is so high. So just know this, real estate is an absolutely awesome career, there's no doubt about it, but there is a clear way to do it right and a clear way to do it wrong, and most agents don't know what that line is. They just go about doing busy work and running their businesses the wrong way, and they never achieve what they wanted in the first place, which, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, is financial freedom, time freedom, that flexibility, that unlimited earning potential. And you can certainly have it, and I achieved it, and so many of the agents who have worked with me in the past achieve it, and so many of my friends in the business have achieved it. But I also see a lot of agents who I know who haven't achieved it, who are still stuck in that rut. They're never able to pull themselves out of it, and I don't want that to be you. Hopefully, at the very least, that this video made you aware of what's possible as a real estate agent, what traps you can fall into, and the amazing things that being a real estate agent offers. So whether you're new to the business or already in the business, now you're at least able to be aware, and you're no longer ignorant to the fact that there are pros and cons, and they're one and the same, and you can do it right or you can do it wrong. If you've stayed with me this long, I appreciate you. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to be alerted when more videos come out, there's an alert bell right there that you can hit that, and I'd really appreciate it. So guys, if there's anything that I can do to help, definitely leave a comment, and I'll be monitoring that, and I'll answer any questions that you guys drop in there. Would love to help. I'm here to support you. Again, guys, I'll see you soon.